Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked where I climb the online series 8 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. In the last episode, we used a really fun team featuring Giratina, so we'll be playing a couple more games with it today. There's a rental and a paste for this team in the description below, so huge thank you to the original creator for passing this along. And yeah, if you haven't seen the last episode, I would highly recommend it. The games that we had with Giratina were really hype, and I think can utilize how Giratina can be properly used in this format. Before we get started, today's episode is sponsored by Into the AM. They're a super awesome apparel company and they make all kinds of different clothes ranging from t-shirts to hoodies to joggers. My favorite line of clothes from them, as you may have seen me wear multiple times on the channel, is definitely their line of graphic tees. Currently wearing one of my favorite tees from them, and it's also used as the green screen image. But Into the AM makes so many different cool things, and I've linked my favorite products from them down in the description below. They're also doing a bunch of awesome bundle sales right now. So you see on the screen, there's a basic tee bundle. You can get 3 for $45, and of course you can get an extra 10% off any order that you take from the site if you use my affiliate code in the description below. That's intotheam.com/cybervgc. In addition, they also have a graphic tee bundle where you can get 3 for $60 and of course another 10% off your order using that link. As I've said multiple times on this channel, I don't take many sponsorships. Into the AM is one of the only few companies I've worked with all my years on YouTube, and they continue to be an absolute blast to work with. So yeah, I would not try to sell you a company or product if I didn't believe in them. I consistently wear Into the AM shirts after, agreeing into this partnership with them. So huge thank you to them for continuing to support the channel. All right, getting into our first game of the day. Hello, Necrozma, Duskmane, Lapras, Volcarona. Okay, very cool. Giratina here has to worry about Hydreigon, but like, the thing is Giratina is so bulky even with super effective attacks, I'm actually not that scared, which is kind of neat. It's one reason why I really like this Giratina set. We have a bunch of different approaches we can take. I want to max Giratina, but honestly Assault Vest Thundurus isn't too bad here. All of our Pokemon are actually decent, so I don't know what the best ones to bring are. Scarf Entei is actually kind of cool because I can put on pressure with Will-O-Wisp immediately. So like one approach is actually Thundurus plus Entei. You're not going to lead Rillaboom again. I don't think you bring Rillaboom against this actually, so I don't need to worry about Fake Out, right? I don't know, Comfey Giratina is not bad, but I don't know if I need to apply that much pressure in the early game because I feel like if we stall out our opponent's max, Giratina should smash it. I mainly want to just get screens up for Giratina. I'm thinking actually Grimmsnarl Entei here with Comfey Giratina. I think Thundurus is definitely very solid in this matchup, so you could very easily make an argument for it, but kind of want to try this out, so we'll see how things go. Either way, thanks so much as always for watching Road to Ranked. If you enjoy it, please share support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. And let's get into things. What do we got here? Necrozma Volk. Okay, I mean, it's not bad for Entei. I can put on pressure with the Eruption right away. They're gonna Trick Room on us? That feels likely. I don't know. Reflect into Eruption feels okay. I'm just like worried about Necrozma being Policied. It should be Policied. So I really want a Will-O-Wisp here. It's just like Will-O-Wisp would win us the game if they actually don't Rage Powder turn 1. But what in the world is Volcarona going to do if you don't Rage Powder, right? And I think I'm willing to let Policy go up given that we have Giratina in the back. So I'm just going to Eruption. Alright, they Dynamax, which is good. That means no Trick Room. If Trick Room doesn't go up, I'm not that nervous. Although I guess, I don't know, Trick Room isn't even that good for them, so maybe I should have been. Either way, this is fine by me. Even if I activate a policy on this thing, it's not the end of the world, I think. I also didn't even know Shiny Necrozma was a thing. I've never seen it before, but it looks pretty sick. Okay, so they didn't Rage Powder, so I could have gone for that Will-O-Wisp. It should have. Because it is just like a game-winning play. I was just like, what is Necrozma gonna, or sorry, what's Volcarona gonna do here? Yeah, so there's the policy. I feel like if we burn Necrozma there's no way they can win the game, but if they Rage Powder Trick Room, we lose so much. Quiver Dance. Ooh, okay. That's pretty neat. So maybe they don't even have Rage Powder then. And Max Quake into Entei, I assume. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's a free switching into Giratina. which I'm fine with. Maybe they Steel Spike. We just want to stall out Dynamax on Necrozma's end right now, but they'll probably Steel Spike. Leftovers Volcarona, wow. I don't know, Will-O-Wisp there was just, it was really, really tempting. But I feel like Rage Powder there is such a... Like, imagine they just Rage Powder Max Quake, I just lose Entei for nothing. Whereas there, I got a good burst of damage off, and I'm honestly content with that. Okay, I think I'm going to go Light Screen, Protect here. Even if I lose Grimmsnarl, I bring in Comfey, Protect Comfey, Max... I mean, the thing is, Volcat plus 1 Spadef should take our attacks from Giratina. That's part of the problem. So that special defense boost is actually really valuable for them. What was a safe route around Necrozma Volcarona? Comfey Giratina actually would have worked from the get-go, I suppose. I could have just gone Draining Kiss, Max Quake onto Volk. I'd probably Wormwind to cover for Quiver Dance, but didn't think Quiver Dance would come out here immediately. I could have Scary Face with Grimmsnarl, but I don't know about that one. Okay, Fiery Dance. Maybe a double up here, actually, is likely. Steel Spike. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I am falling behind very quickly, but I did think that late game Giratina was very good into my opponent's team. So this was a game that I thought maybe it's okay to fall behind quickly because of our late game potential. Quite frankly here, with Babiri and Reflect, do we survive a Steel Spike from Necrozma? I honestly think we might. So like the play I want to go for is actually just Draining Kiss and go for the KO onto Volk right now. Draining Kiss, Giratina, Dynamax. I'm not confident in picking up the KO with Phantasm or Wormwind, or sorry, Quake, because Volk has that special defense boost. Given that it's leftovers, it's probably a little bulkier as well. So the big thing here is whether or not Comfey survives the turn, because if it does, then we're going to be in a 2v3 where we have the two extra turns of Dynamax and we can continuously heal up the Giratina. So, like I mentioned, Will-O-Wisp turn 1 onto the Necrozma is like a game-winning play, but it's a pretty big gambit because if they just go for the safe Rage Powder, which typically I'd expect when I see Volcarona, it's not a good turn for us at all. Good thing is at least we've gotten screens up, so even at +2, I don't think Necrozma's threatening Giratina that much. If you target Giratina, I can just heal back all the damage, so... Psychic. Interesting. Okay, we're actually faster. That's actually a really big deal, right? Because we get the Wormwind off as well. Okay, it's enough to KO Volcarona. Very good. Leftover is not an item you see very often, but now with the attack drop, I think we should definitely survive an attack from this Necrozma. Yeah, and they Steel Spike into the Babiri. Perfect. Okay. That's good. That's very good. So, this reminds me a lot of... I forget which game it was yesterday. Ooh, Comfey almost faints there anyway. So close. Okay, it's really critical we survive that, though, because now I can go for... Protect Comfey. This is where Protect is really valuable. I think Protect makes this set significantly better, honestly, so I'm very glad we have it here. Because Comfey is so critical to ensuring Giratina sticks around longer. Okay, they do bring out Hydreigon, though. I mean, Hydreigon is undoubtedly scary, but we do have Draining Kiss. And I feel like we should survive, right? Like, we have Light Screen up. So honestly, here, I kind of want to just Draining Kiss into the Hydreigon, because that should be a 2-hit KO. We should survive here. And I'm not confident in Max Quake KOing, so I think we should just Phantasm Necrozma. That should definitely pick up the KO. Okay, they don't protect Hydreigon. So we get the priority +4 Draining Kiss off. Is that a Sol Vested? I took that better. I thought we would 2-hit KO it. I just go for Dark Pulse. It's a lot of damage, but it's fine. Yeah, that was a crit too. I was gonna say that did more than I expected. That crit might really hurt, honestly. Okay, we knock out Necrozma though. I'm not happy about that crit. But I mean, I can heal myself up next turn. I could also, depending on what my opponent's last one is, it'd be sick if it were Rillaboom, right? Because I could just heal for more. But I feel like you never bring Rillaboom as the last one here. Yeah, it's Lapras. This is really close. The fact Draining Kiss isn't a 2-hit KO into Hydreigon. I mean, it's really close. It's really, really close. I've spent 2 turns of max moves here with Giratina. Max Quake last turn may have been better, but I wasn't 100% confident on that. Honestly, I think I'm going to Draining Kiss Hydreigon here and max guard. I could Floral Healing Wormwind, but I'm worried about a Draco Meteor from Hydreigon just KOing Giratina. Actually, never mind. I think it's better to just heal ourselves, because I don't think you should KO unless you crit again. And if we one-shot Lapras here, that's game over. So let's see. Having light screens up should be huge for us right now. Yeah, they just Dark Pulse again, too. Okay, good. Nice, and we take so little from that without a crit. Okay, great. Was it better to target Hydreigon there? I don't really think so. Nice. That's a nice Giratina comeback here. This is what I mean, though. If you can get rid of your opponent's Dynamax, it gives you such a big advantage. Main thing I was nervous about in this game was Trick Room, but Trick Room didn't end up going up, which was good. Mainly because, yeah, if I Eruptioned, Necrozma would have survived, then you get Trick Room, and then you can maybe sweep us under Trick Room. But now I can just Draining Kiss into Hydreigon, protect with the Giratina. I think that's the best route to take here, because I don't think Hydreigon's ever one-shotting a Comfey after we heal back from Draining Kiss. But I suppose if they had any attack that could one-shot Comfey, this is kind of a throw. Wait, no, it absolutely is a throw. I always should attack with both, right? Yeah, there's no reason to need to protect here. The reason I protected was because I didn't think... I didn't think Hydreigon had any way to knock out Comfey, but I think it gets access to Flash Cannon, so if you crit Flash Cannon there, that's actually a throw. So, this was like... In the end, we were probably okay, but in the obscure case Hydreigon had Flash Cannon, like, there was no reason to protect Giratina there, because Draining Kiss is a 2-hit KO. So, that was just a bad protect on my end. We end up not getting punished for it, but you absolutely should always just attack with both Pokemon there. I just rushed it a little bit, because I didn't think we were in any danger from Hydreigon, but, like, that last turn was actually a perfect example of how you can throw a game, where it's like I, was expecting Hydreigon to have anything that can beat us, but if they have, like, Flash Cannon, and they actually crit through the light screen, that's really bad for us, so... it didn't end up being relevant in this endgame, but those are always the things you should be considering in the late game. And I didn't do a very good job of that in that last turn. So yeah, don't get too ahead of yourselves, especially in a 2v1 scenario. There's just very little reason to actually protect there, because Comfey, even if I don't KO a Draining Kiss, should seal up the game with 2 Draining Kisses consecutively, right? So no need to protect there. Either way, though, that was a really fun Giratina comeback, so happy about that. And yeah, I mean, it was so tempting to Will-O-Wisp into Necrozma turn 1, but I just don't think that's the right play. Is this the Life Orb Physical Regieleki team? I think it is. Oh dear. Oh dear. And they have Calyrex Shadow Rider, which is not good for Giratina either. What if I go Grimmsnarl Entei? Because I have Shadow Ball and Entei too. So I could like set up screens and Will-O-Wisp, and I'm pretty sure that's Physical Regieleki. I think that's the rental we just used. And go Comfey Giratina in the back. I mean, here's the thing. Giratina's, like, good, but with Urshifu, Calyrex, like, there's so much to hit it for super effective damage here. And obviously, my opponent's team is just pure hyper offense. Maybe I should have just tried to guarantee Trick Room then. But if I wanted to guarantee Trick Room... Also, I didn't bring AV Thundurus here because I'm pretty sure that is just the Physical Regieleki team we just featured. And if I bring AV Thundurus, the Regieleki we know is just going to crush Thundurus. So, no, I don't want to do that. I guess Thundurus is good if you eliminate the Regieleki, though. But if I had a Ground-type Pokemon, I think I'd probably lead Thundurus here and then switch Thundurus out into said Ground-type on turn 1. But we don't, so it's not an option. Alright, let's see how this plays out. Very interesting. Alright, what do we got? What do I even want to see? I guess a Regieleki, because then I can reflect Will-O-Wisp at turn 1. But there's just so much good offense from my opponent's end. Oh, it's Calyrex plus Indeedee. I guess this isn't terrible. Calyrex could easily max here. I have Shadow Ball, but I don't... It's like the same situation as that last game, where I just don't think I can afford to let it get redirected. Comfey Giratina actually wouldn't have been too bad here. I think turn 1 I'm down to just Light Screen Eruption. Yeah, that works for me. Turn 2 Spirit Break. If you max Calyrex, that's actually fine with me. Is it fine with me? Okay, the Helping Hand. I mean, Eruption's going to do a hefty amount, but once again, I could have Shadow Balled. Ugh. Shadow Ball would have been very, very, very nice there. Still get a Scarf Eruption off, though, which is good. I'll take that, all things considered. It's not bad damage at all. Oh, they actually Astral Barrage. Okay. We should survive. Oh, wait, no, I forgot. That's Specs Calyrex. That's a little bit scary. I mean, Giratina should survive, right? I got the light screen up, so I would think so, but it's so darn strong, though. Oh, I mean, they could just Helping Hand. Honestly, want to protect Giratina here and just Spirit Break. Yeah, because we know they're locked into Astral Barrage. Wait, that's just going to KO us now they have a special attack boost, though, isn't it? Oh, that was not the right play. I'm pretty sure it KOs. Okay, but they go for Follow Me. That's good, that's good, that's good. This gives us a chance. I should have just tried to cheese them with Shadow Ball. That honestly might have been the best approach here because this is kind of a tricky matchup. That is not what you want to see. That might just lose us the game, unfortunately. We needed to get an attack off there. We might have been too far behind to actually pull off a comeback in this game anyway. So I should have just gone for Shadow Ball turn 1 on a Calyrex, because yeah. Is there any way in which I can win this? I mean, obviously I can max Giratina here. I don't really see an out after that crit. But Spirit Break I don't think was KOing Indeedee anyway, to be honest, so it's kind of a lost cause. I was really expecting the Regieleki to come out here. So if I were to expect just Calyrex plus Indeedee lead, I mean, Entei was great. I just needed a Shadow Ball turn 1, but once again, Shadow Ball's so risky if they follow me. But it actually would have been like a game-winning play, it feels like. Because to eliminate Calyrex in that team comp is such a big deal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure +2 Astral Barrage with Specs is just going to KO the poor Giratina. So, Crow was a little unfortunate, but it didn't actually, I don't think, made that much of a difference. Fortunately, Calyrex Shadow is just a tough matchup for this team, and so it's a really strong Pokemon. Jeez! Holy cow. So the reason why the crit was a big deal was, or at least I thought so, was because I was like, hey, if you don't crit there, you don't KO us, which means you don't get a special attack boost. But to be honest, I don't think Spirit Break was KOing Indeedee there anyway. I mean, I don't have any Ghost Resists other than Grimmsnarl. That's part of the issue as well. So, like, Thundurus would have been the right approach against this specific lead, but you can't bring Thundurus and also feel confident against Regieleki. So, basically, Thundurus is the answer against that specific duo, but the main problem here is that we're always getting outsped. We don't have great speed control. We have Scary Face, which is actually very good speed control, but it doesn't work, obviously, against Psychic Terrain stuff. So, yeah, I mean, we had just featured that Specs Calyrex team, and it's really, really darn good, especially in best of one play. So, well played by my opponent, because they definitely made the right lead. I was hoping to see the Regieleki lead, because I was hoping for them to cover for my Thundurus. And so, if they went Regieleki, yeah, we could just reflect Will-O-Wisp turn 1 onto Regieleki, and they didn't even need a Dynamax. I mean, they just completely swept through. So, yeah, that's the strength of Choice Specs Calyrex at the end of the day. All right, we got a Coal team here. Another Shadow Rider Calyrex, which is not what I want to see. Man, we use Giratina, Solgaleo, and somehow just run into all these Calyrex teams. It's wild. We got Coal. I honestly might just go Comfey Giratina in this one. Well, the alternatively is what? Set up screens early with Grimmsnarl? I think Urshifu plus Coal is definitely a viable lead for my opponent's end. But I could go Comfey Giratina and just Quake. Thundurus is actually pretty good in regular form here. I'm going to go Thundurus Grim in the back. I mean, Calyrex Shadow Rider is just tough, because the thing is, Giratina is going to max, but Calyrex doesn't even need a max. Like, it's better not maxed often against Giratina, so Yeah. Not the best restricted mon we want to go up against here, but that's okay. I think Coalossal maxes almost all the time on my opponent's team, but Calyrex can definitely max as well. Now, we could potentially set up Trick Room with this lead. So what's interesting about Comfey Giratina is, do you target Giratina outright, or do you target Comfey? You actually typically should target Comfey. I wonder if Max Quake KOs Cole without activating Policy on my end. Because the play I'm thinking about is protect Comfey, Max Quake into Coalossal turn 1. But I don't know if that's right. Okay, they go Rillaboom Aleki, though. I mean, the only thing I'm worried about here is... And I don't think Aleki's going to be Sash, because I think Urshifu should be. So the only thing I'm worried about is Eerie Impulse Regieleki here. If it is not Eerie Impulse, this is actually a really, really good start to the game for us, in my opinion. Because I can just Draining Kiss Quake. Cole was what I was worried about, so I'm honestly happy to not see that. Now, the thing is that they do have a switch into Max Quake in that Talonflame. They don't have a Ghost Resist. So it may just be better to just Draining Kiss and go for a Phantasm instead. Actually, do they have a Dragon Resist? No, they don't. So it's better to just go for Wormwind. Yeah. Okay. Fine by me. Only problem is if it's Eerie Impulse Aleki. And that's the problem with using any special restricted Series 8 mon. Now it's... Oh, sheesh. Okay. I don't know if that's really that bad for us, but... Okay. Okay. I mean, we'll definitely survive. Wait, actually, I mean, like, what do you even do here? We're dragons. We resist electric. So Max Lightning into Comfey makes more sense. Now, if Rillaboom outspeeds Comfey here and gets a Fake Out before we get to Draining Kiss, that's also not great for us. Really didn't think they'd max Aleki, though. Okay, yeah, we get Draining Kiss off, so that's a good start. I don't know, I feel like we're fine even with Aleki maxing. Like, that doesn't scare me that much, but maybe I should be more scared. Yeah, they go for Darkness. I mean, like, that's fine, right? Like, look how little damage that does. I can just heal all of that back, especially because you kindly set up the grassy terrain for us. And that means you're physical, which also means I'm decreasing your attack. So I wanted to see physical Aleki in the last game. Didn't come out. Now it comes out. But yeah, look how bulky we are. We just take that so well. So we got Max Wormwind off. That should just be game over, honestly, after turn 1. That was kind of a bizarre Max Darkness, but my opponent probably just doesn't know how bulky Giratina is. That's my best guess, which is fair. Very easy to underestimate Giratina's bulk. Although, that last game exposed how it still can't go down to anything. They knock off, so yeah, we end up... I mean, that was the perfect turn for us. I don't think my opponent can win after this. And if we were to lose, it's because we made some really bad plays. Like, even if my opponent plays perfectly here, as long as I don't make any critical errors, we should win the game. So they bring out Calyrex. I also don't think that's going to be sashed. So I think we can just heal up. Got Thundurus and Grim in the back. Yeah, I mean, I think we can just Floral Healing here. There's no way you one-shot Giratina. And just Phantasm into Calyrex. If we Max Quake last turn, that definitely would have been... Okay, so, like, they could still crit here, I guess, which is they're out. But we heal almost up back to full. Okay, they're going to Glide. Yep. Survive. Astral Barrage. Yep. That was dangerously close. Man, Calyrex is just so strong. Sheesh. Okay. Well, I was talking about how we should have this guaranteed 1, so I really need to live up to that right now, because I didn't think we'd take that much from Astral Barrage, to be honest. But I still think we're in pretty good shape, especially because I have Scary Face in the back, so I can just lower the speed of whatever in this late game. So I think we bring out the Grimmsnarl first. But yeah, the reason why it was definitely not a guaranteed win is because if we get crit there, we actually just faint, so... Yep, there's Urshifu. Okay, that's good to see. Especially because this should be Water Urshifu, which means you have really bad coverage into Grimmsnarl and, into Giratina specifically. Yeah, so that's all really good for us. We should actually just win the game now with Thundurus plus Grimmsnarl. I think I'll just go for a Scary Face onto Urshifu, and then I'll Reflect next turn. Scary Face and Max Wormwind into Rillaboom I like. I don't know if I needed a Scary Face here, because I don't think Surging Strikes is KOing Giratina anyway. So, yeah. I think my opponent would have been a lot better off. Okay, they're going to Glide. Yeah, that doesn't KO. That's nice. Or come close. The Scary Face just ensures Surging Strikes doesn't KO. I'm not even sure it would anyway, but Urshifu is not going to win the endgame for my opponent, especially because we have Grimmsnarl. We also drop their attack, which is nice, although I guess they'll crit through all of those drops. Nice. I wasn't sure if it was going to be AV Rillaboom or not here, but we get the KO, which is good. Okay, not bad. Yeah, and they just end up striking. Looks like we're going to survive anyway, so I can see why my opponent maxed the Aleki. Oh, I did forget about the special defense drop from the Max Darkness, so that's a reason to have maxed, but I don't know. I guess, like, Calyrex isn't super safe to max either, because we survive them, and they, like, we can one-shot them, but they can't one-shot us. So, yeah, that makes sense. The idea was to just get the special defense drop. I can totally respect that. I am just going to... Well, I was going to say protect, but can't actually do that. So we just reflect here, I think. Yeah, and then just go for Shadow Ball. Nice. Yeah, with the Scary Face, Reflect goes off before a potential Aqua Jet, so now even if you Aqua Jet, Giratina should definitely survive this. They end up not going for Aqua Jet. We get the Shadow Ball off, which was very good. And Sash, yeah. So the good thing is, as soon as we see Urshifu on this team comp, it's relatively safe to assume Sash is on the Urshifu, which means it's not on Aleki. One thing that's a really big deal if you're playing with this team is you have to be very careful about how you utilize your Giratina's Dynamax, right? Specifically, if you're playing from behind, you need to make sure that you don't waste turns. And even bringing something down to its Sash, I would sometimes consider as not a waste of a turn, but it can be really bad. Because with Giratina, your goal is really to just pick up KOs every turn once you're Dynamaxed if you're playing from behind. So, Sash Aleki was something that I ran into earlier while practicing today, and it actually gave me a lot of problems. Sash gave me problems, Substitute gave me problems. Those were just some things to watch out for. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, there's no way my opponent can win this one. I'm thinking about that second game. The second game was just a lost off a really bad lead matchup. Like, I did not lead well. My opponent predicted my lead very well, or just led something like covered for all of my options. But the thing is, I think in reality, AV Thundurus was decent against what they brought, although I guess Helping Hand Expanding Force still does so much damage. So, like, let's say in game 2 I knew exactly what my opponent was leading. What would I have done differently? Maybe lead Grimmsnarl Thundurus, turn 1. Turn 1, what's actually really interesting is Max Lightning Spirit Break. Because that changes the terrain. If we KO Indeedee, then the subsequent turn we can actually Scary Face and Max Darkness. Now, given the lead that I ended up bringing in game 2, I should have just risked the Shadow Ball on turn 1. Because it punishes my opponent for not going for the safe follow me, and it would have been game-defining, honestly. So, you know, that second game, like, we got completely wrecked. But it goes to show how, like, one different play can completely change the tides of the battle. And I should have realized that because it's such a hyper-offensive team and they have Calyrex and Dark Urshifu and potential physical Aleki, it's going to be a tough matchup. And against tough matchups, you sometimes, like, can't afford to play safe and you need to basically go for, like, the bigger plays. The more high variance, high risk, high reward plays. Is that a Solosis? Whoa. I don't know what's coming our way, but I'm scared. Mom, pick me up. I'm scared. Okay, here's the upside. They don't have a single Ghost Resist. So Giratina, looking pretty good. In fact, I honestly just want to lead it. I think we need to bring Celesteela for the potential endgame against Calyrex. I mean, I want to bring Grimmsnarl just to set up screens, but, like, Entei just for Eruption is not terrible here. I think Grimmsnarl is still worth it for screens, though. But then, is there any angle where we don't lead Comfey Giratina? Comfey Giratina looks amazing into my opponent's team here, but I'm nervous about Eerie Impulse Aleki. Because a better approach could be to go Grim Celesteela in the early game. And then try to close out with Giratina. But I don't know, this feels like an appropriate game to actually lead with Giratina, so we'll see. Because I don't want Trick Room to go up here. If Trick Room goes up, then Calyrex Ice can do a lot of work against us. I just always feel weird bringing Screens Grimmsnarl in the back. Really cool team from my opponent's end, though. I'm sure there's some shenanigans I'm not expecting with the Solosis. What is that? I mean, this is definitely a Draining Kiss Max Phantasm. I just think, you know what can happen? I think Ally Switch might actually come out here. Kind of want to read into it. It feels entirely too obvious. I'm going to make the read the Ally Switch. If we call it correctly, we kind of just win turn 1. And even if we don't, it's not the end of the world. They're probably sashed, but then I can just reverse their Trick Room anyway. The only problem is here, the potential like blowing a max move into a sash here. I don't know. Like, Mienshao's not going to... Oh, wait. I'm sorry. You just outspeed us with Fake Out. So you just Fake Out us. Never mind. Too used to Comfey getting the Draining Kiss off before. Yeah. That was a bad mistake. Although, I guess it doesn't really change how I play this anyway. Because quite frankly, I think I'm just going to reverse their Trick Room. Oh, but they're not sashed. That's a problem. That is certainly going to be a problem for us. This next turn's very interesting now. I played too many Fake Out users that are slower to the point where I'm conditioned to think we're always going to outspeed. Now, I feel like you probably activate Weakness Policy. Right? I could reverse Trick Room here. You should be aware of that, though. I guess you could always just activate Policy and just Glacial Lance. But I don't know if Giratina actually feints that. So I'm actually leaning towards Protect and just Phantasm into Calyrex. How do I get out of that turn 1 that happened here, then? I would have needed to Phantasm into Duosion or Solosis. Is that Solosis? Duosion? Solosis, right? Yeah. Phantasm wasn't going to KO. I just thought Mienshao would definitely be sashed, but that's a bad assumption because you want to get one-hit KO'd. So I gave my opponent a free switch in that was a little bit careless. I didn't need to cover for the Ally Switch option because Fake Out's always going to Comfey anyway. Oh, interesting. They actually don't have, like, a policy activation? Okay. They just end up Hailstorming. That's annoying, though. I could have just Max Guard Trick Roomed. But Giratina survives, which is really critical, and now I get the +2 Phantasm into them. If I just Trick Room and Phantasm this turn, it was definitely GG. So maybe I should have considered that. I don't think +2 Phantasm KOs the Calyrex, right? I'd be very surprised. That was a lot of damage, though. Are they should be policy, right? Why did they not have a way to self-activate their own policy? Well, it is weakness policy, yeah, that's what we're expecting. Oh, it's wider. Huh. Okay. Max Guard for my end here is entirely too obvious. Is Draining Kiss a 2-hit KO onto Calyrex? I'm not sure. The question is whether or not I need to Max Guard here. That's basically it. I don't think this is the best play. I'm reversing the Trick Room, but I feel like this is what I should have done last turn. I don't know, their willingness to just double up on a Giratina, though. Yeah, I think they're doubling up on a Comfey. Oh, I could have just... Bad play on my end. Oh, nice. Okay, they quaked into Giratina. Ooh, that's huge. That's huge, that's huge, that's huge. Okay, thank goodness. Well, that gives us some time to work with. Okay, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Their willingness to just target Giratina the way they did made me think they didn't respect the option of me reversing their Trick Room. Does +2 Shadow Ball KOs this thing? I really don't think so. What do we think their last one's going to be? Marowak? Because right now I can go Floral Healing into Giratina and Shadow Ball Calyrex. If they set up Trick Room again, so be it. They do max guard though, okay. Oh, this is definitely dicey. Okay. I can also self-scary face later on in the match. I guess I should have Shadow Balled. They're gonna Trick Room again. But maybe Draining Kiss KOs the KOs them from the range that they're at. I don't know, I guess I should have just Shadow Balled there, but I didn't think it was going to pick up a KO, and it punishes my opponent for making a greedy attack with Calyrex. So I think I'm just going to Draining Kiss into Calyrex here, protect with the Giratina. The protect is because I'm not sure Draining Kiss KOs, and if it doesn't, that's actually really bad news for us. But my solution here, even if it doesn't KO, is Grimmsnarl comes in, I can self-scary face to outspeed Calyrex under Trick Room. But if this KOs, I think we're in really good shape. Let's see. Okay, we could have just won the game here this turn then. We had multiple opportunities to do so in this match, to be honest, so not exactly super happy about how I've played this. And they Psychic into Protect, yeah. Like, Shadow Ball would have been so good there. They need Marowak as their last one right now to stand a chance. If it is Marowak, though, they actually have a very good chance of coming back. So I have to be very careful still. Is that Fini? Perfect. Okay, Fini is not gonna... I mean, that's not what they need, I think, to pull off a comeback right now. What a crazy team, though. I definitely did not play this game super well. I feel like I made a lot of, like, small misplays that have added up pretty quickly, but I can Floral Healing Giratina now. I mean, I want to target this. I also want to just see a +2 Shadow Ball KOs, because I'm not sure if it's physically defensive or especially defensive. But I think with Celesteela and Grimmsnarl on the back, we can just set up screens, and, like, yeah, Floral Healing just brings Giratina all the way back to full, which is awesome. Okay, they just Psychic, yep. Comfey has done his job here. There definitely could be a Haze from the Tapu Fini, but that's fine. Calm Mind. Okay, that actually could give them a lot of comeback potential right now. I don't know. I don't think the Shadow Ball one-shots, but if it did, then I definitely should have just Shadow Balled into this earlier. It's sashed. That makes sense. Yes. That makes sense. Okay. Grimmsnarl or Celesteela first? I don't have Fake Out on Grim. I think it's Celesteela, because, yeah. This is a little scarier now, but +1 special attack shouldn't KO Giratina. 2 turns of Trick Room left. That's what scares me a little bit. Meteor Beam into Fini. Shadow Ball into this bad boy. Alright, Calm Mind's scaring me a little bit now. If I had Thunderous in the back, this would have been a wrap, but I don't. But the thing is, it's very tough for Fini to actually... Oh my gosh. I don't know why I didn't think about Endeavor. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm so dumb. Oh wait, that was so much damage though. Was that a crit? That is very fortunate for us. And they miss Muddy Water onto Celesteela. I mean, that's going to be game over for sure then. Okay, I honestly think we were probably okay even without the crit or the miss. Because the reality is that it would have been Fini at, what, like 60%-ish against Giratina. And Giratina at +2 in Grimmsnarl. So, and it's lefties, right? So with Grimmsnarl, I just come in and then I set up Light Screen, I Shadow Ball. So I think we probably still would have been fine in the endgame anyway, but that just ensures us the win. That was definitely very fortunate though. I mean... I didn't think about Endeavor at all. That was so bad of me to not consider that. Our Celesteela outspeeds right now, so there's really no out for my opponent, I think. We can just Flash Cannon and Shadow Ball. Really lucky crit, though, for sure. A really lucky miss. I don't know which one's better for us there, but the fact that we got both was great. I think if we just get one or the other, we're definitely fine. And even if we don't get both either, I think we're still okay, to be honest. Because the Fini's not Citrus, and that's actually a big... Yeah, that's a game changer, I think. Because that means I still get a +1 Shadow Ball effectively against Tapu Fini each turn, right? Oh, almost dropped my controller there. I get a +1 Shadow Ball into Tapu Fini each turn. Once Trick Room is over, we outspeed, we can set up Light Screen. Sure, you're at +1, but your Moonblast don't do that much to me, and I also have Spirit Break, so let's say the miss didn't happen and the crit didn't happen, the endgame scenario would have basically been Tapu Fini at around 70% with leftovers, Trick Room ends. Well, I guess there's one more turn of Trick Room. That would have made things a little bit awkward, but I could always Light Screen with the Grimmsnarl. That should allow either Pokemon to survive a Moonblast. So between Light Screen and Shadow Ball, I think we're still fine. Fini probably needs to go for another Calm Mind on the last turn of Trick Room. Then you try to Protect Stall. And then it's a question of whether or not Shadow Balls basically do enough. But I think it's better that they had Citrus, or Lefties rather than Citrus, so they don't get a big burst of recovery at any point. And of course I could Spirit Break with Grimmsnarl, though Fini might have outsped me. So I don't know. I think Fini maybe could have pulled it off depending on how my opponent played that and how the speed stacked up to my Grimmsnarl there in the end. But I think it was still an okay situation for us. I don't even know if +2 Moonblast knocks out Giratina from the range that we are at. So that's a really big deal because it means we just get so many extra Shadow Balls off. But that last game, I don't know. I definitely didn't play perfectly by any means. And I felt like I had multiple opportunities to be in a better spot. Although I suppose it was actually a good thing I never targeted the Solosis because of the Endeavor shenanigans. So yeah. Anyway, that was a really fun set of games, so I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. Thank you to the original creator for sending me this team. Check them out, linked in the description below with a rental and a paste. Thank you to Into the AM, once again, for sponsoring today's video. Go check out my favorite products from them down in the description below. And thank you to you all, as always, for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you all next time. All right, peace.